Should you lease or buy your next vehicle? That's a question many of us ponder. Today, we're delving into this conundrum, breaking down the ins and outs of both options. Whether you're a car enthusiast or someone simply seeking a mode of transportation, understanding the advantages and drawbacks of leasing versus buying can be incredibly valuable. We'll be examining the financial implications, the long-term outcomes, and the flexibility each option offers. So buckle up as we navigate the road to making an informed decision. First, let's understand what leasing a vehicle means. Imagine walking into a dealership, choosing a brand new car, and driving off the lot without paying the full sticker price. Sounds unreal, right? That's the magic of leasing. Leasing is essentially a long-term rental agreement. You pay to use the car for a certain period, typically 2 to 4 years, and return it at the end of the lease term. Now, you may wonder, how does leasing work? It's simple. When you lease a car, you're only paying for the depreciation that occurs during the lease term and not the entire vehicle cost. This results in lower monthly payments compared to buying. At the end of the lease, you return the car and have the option to lease or buy a new one. But what are the typical terms of a lease? Most leases come with a mileage limit, usually between 10,000 to 15,000 miles per year. Exceeding these limits can result in hefty charges. Your leased vehicle must also be returned in good condition. Any damages beyond normal wear and tear could lead to additional fees. So, who might benefit from leasing? If you're someone who enjoys driving the latest models equipped with the newest technology, leasing could be for you. Also, if you don't drive a lot of miles and can maintain the vehicle in good condition, leasing might be a viable option. Businesses often prefer leasing due to potential tax advantages. However, it's important to remember that leasing is not ownership. At the end of the lease, you don't have an asset to sell or trade in. You're also committed for the term of the lease. Breaking it early may result in a hefty penalty. So leasing can be a good option for some, but it's not without its downsides. Now that we've covered the basics of leasing, let's delve into the drawbacks. First, there's the issue of ownership. When you lease a car, you're essentially renting it for a long-term period. Despite making monthly payments, you never actually own the vehicle. This means that at the end of your lease, you have nothing to show for it. You've essentially paid to borrow someone else's car. For some, this lack of ownership can be a significant downside. Next, let's talk about mileage limitations. When you lease a car, the lease agreement will specify a certain number of miles that you're allowed to drive each year. This is typically around 12,000 miles, but can vary depending on the lease. If you exceed this mileage limit, you'll be charged a hefty fee for every extra mile. This can add up quickly, especially for those who have long commutes or love to take road trips. Lastly, there are potential additional costs at the end of the lease. When you return the vehicle, it will be inspected for any damage beyond normal wear and tear. If the lease company determines that there is excessive damage, you could be slapped with hefty repair fees. This can come as a surprise to many who lease, as they may not have budgeted for these additional costs. Moreover, if you decide to buy the vehicle at the end of the lease, you may end up paying more than if you had purchased the car outright from the get-go. This is because you'll be paying for the car's depreciation during the lease period, then buying it for its residual value. Now, it's important to note that leasing can still be a great fit for some people. If you enjoy driving the latest models, don't drive a lot of miles, and like the idea of lower monthly payments, leasing could be a great option for you. While leasing can be a great fit for some, these drawbacks might make others think twice. After all, it's crucial to understand both the benefits and the drawbacks before making a decision. Now let's shift gears and talk about buying a vehicle. Buying, in its simplest form, is the act of exchanging money for ownership. When you buy a vehicle, you're not just paying for the right to use it. You're acquiring an asset, something tangible that you can hold on to, sell, or even pass down to the next generation. The process of buying a vehicle typically begins with research. You might start by identifying what you need in a vehicle. Are you looking for a compact car for city driving, or do you need a robust SUV for family road trips? Once you have a clear idea of what you need, you can begin to compare different models, read reviews, and check out prices. Next comes the test drive. This is your chance to get a feel for how the car drives, check the comfort, and ensure the features meet your needs. If everything checks out, negotiations begin. This is where your research really pays off, as you'll have a better idea of what a fair price for the vehicle is. Financing is another crucial part of buying a vehicle. Some people are able to pay the full price up front, but many opt for a loan. This involves making a down payment and then paying off the rest of the car's price in monthly installments plus interest. Who benefits from buying? Well, if you're someone who likes to keep your vehicles for a long time, buying could be the right choice. You'll eventually pay off the loan and own the vehicle outright, meaning no more monthly payments. Additionally, you have the freedom to customize the car to your liking, and there's no limit on how many miles you can drive. But keep in mind, buying isn't for everyone. While it does offer the benefit of ownership, it also comes with the responsibility of maintenance and repairs, especially as the vehicle ages. Buying a car can be a wise investment, but it too has its share of drawbacks. We've discussed the benefits of buying, now let's look at the other side of the coin. Just like everything else in life, car buying isn't all sunshine and rainbows. There are certainly some drawbacks worth considering. One of the most immediate issues is the higher upfront costs. When you buy, you're usually expected to pay a hefty down payment, which can be a significant chunk of the car's total price. This initial outlay can be a financial strain for many, especially when compared to the relatively lower upfront costs of leasing. Then, there's the issue of depreciation. The moment you drive your shiny new car off the lot, it starts losing value. In fact, most cars lose about 20% of their value in the first year alone. By the time you're ready to sell, your vehicle might be worth less than half of what you paid for it. And that's a hard pill to swallow for anyone. Of course, depreciation isn't unique to buying. Leased cars depreciate too. But when you lease, you're not the one who takes the hit. The leasing company does. When you buy, however, you're the one who bears the brunt of depreciation. And let's not forget about maintenance responsibilities. When you own a car, you're responsible for all its maintenance and repairs. While some of these costs can be covered by warranties early on, as your car ages, these expenses will fall squarely on your shoulders. This could mean shelling out for new tires, brake pads, or even major engine work. And these costs can quickly add up, turning your prized possession into a money pit. Sure, buying a car can give you a sense of pride and ownership. It also offers unlimited mileage, a boon for those who love long road trips. But these perks come with a price. Higher upfront costs, the sting of depreciation, and the burden of maintenance responsibilities are all part and parcel of car ownership. So while buying offers ownership and unlimited mileage, it does come with its own set of challenges. So, should you lease or buy your next vehicle? We've unpacked this question by discussing the ins and outs of both options. Leasing can offer more flexibility and less upfront cost, but it can come with mileage restrictions and no ownership at the end. Buying, on the other hand, means you own the vehicle outright, but may require a larger initial investment. Ultimately, the decision to lease or buy depends on your personal circumstances and what you value most in a vehicle. We hope this discussion helps you make an informed decision on your next vehicle.